If you want to track the changes from a website without writing a single line of code, then this automation here might be useful for you. And as an example, let's say I am competing with this website for a specific keyword or product, and I know they are already ranking for one of my focus keywords. Then it's definitely a good idea to track their changes. So that means whenever they are going to update their content, that you exactly know what has been changed. And instead of checking everything manually, you can also use a really simple automation like this that takes care of checking if something has been changed, and if so, then it will create a report with all the changes and send it directly to you via email. Before we have a look into the notes itself, as well as into the sub workflow, which is here, we will have a quick look into how the report is structured, and it's here. So as an example, I took this page here and I have changed the title as well as added here some dummy content. And the report shows me exactly that the title has been changed and also which paragraph has been updated. So in this case, I have added here some text. That's the reason why we have here the previous and also the current, and the same for the next paragraphs. So the structure is kind of similar. Update something in a Git-based repository. So definitely a really nice way to track changes if you want to know exactly what has been updated, and especially for long articles. So let's have a look into the first workflow, which is also a sub workflow because it can be also triggered from any other workflow as well as from an agent. And the input parameter is a single URL. So it would be also possible to use a sub workflow within a loop and loop through all your competitors and check if something has been changed. Or as I said, use it as a tool for an agent. After that, we do a post request to the Firewall API. And within the body, we can also configure what we want to track. As an example, we have first here the markdown so that we get the complete article as a markdown, and also the change tracking in two different modes, JSON, and also in the format that we are able to create a report which looks like this, so that we have the previous and also current. And apart from that, it's also possible to define a schema. So in this example, I'm only interested if the title has been changed and of course the content, but this one is added by default. And the response is quite simple. We have the markdown, so the complete article, metadata like the title, language, scrape ID, but also how many credits we've paid for the scraping. And the most important part is the change tracking key, because this key shows us exactly what has been changed. And you can see here we have different chunks that show us that the content has been updated. I know that this format is not really user-friendly for a human because it's quite hard to understand what has been changed exactly. But that's also the reason why I've created a sub workflow that takes care of preparing the data. That means if something has been changed, so you can check it by the key change status. And if this condition is true, then we will trigger a sub workflow analyzing all the changes. So this agent is prompted to a piece of HTML content with specific CSS classes, so that we have these boxes here with the chunk, including the previous and current content. The output is passed to an HTML template because we don't want to define styling as well by using a large language model, because the chances are really high that it looks always different. And that's the reason why we have here all the styles already defined, so that this agent knows it should only use the CSS classes that are already available in this template here. And the next three nodes are quite simple. So we just get the key that contains our HTML string. After that, we convert the string to a base 64 string so that we are also able to create a file. And this file is then sent back to our main workflow. And let's add some changes to the post so that we can see how it works. So I will update the title and also some text in the middle of the content, run the automation, and let's check if it worked. So if we scroll down, then we can see change tracking, change status is changed. And we have also here the data from all the changes. That means the workflow will also trigger the sub workflow, which is this one, in order to create the HTML report and then send it via email. And let's check my emails. This is how it looks like. A simple greeting with the information that something has been changed. I can also directly open the article, but I'm interested in the report. And really similar to the previous report, we can see that the title has been changed to some dummy text that I replaced with title start, and also all the other changes that I made to the article can be seen here. That's it for the video. In case you have any question related to this workflow or related to the sub workflow, then feel free to add them to the comments, and we will see each other in the next video.